guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're going to talk about Aaron Carter today, and this video comes with an obvious trigger warning. Like many of my videos here lately come with trigger warnings due to the nature of what's being discussed. Also, this thumbnail is not something that I am saying. It is something that the people are saying. Literally, people are accusing Melanie of basically murdering him. There's this text message that she sent him right before he passed away, where he didn't read the entire thing, and I'm gonna explain to you guys exactly what was going on with that. But let's get into things, right? So Aaron Carter passed away. Some of his, what they were, some people are saying his fans, but also, you guys, if you followed Aaron Carter before he passed away, he really had a lot of people that were constantly kind of going at him. Now, some of those people probably had the right intentions coming at him. Get help, man. You need help. Oh my goodness, you need help. You look sickly. Maybe with the right intentions of he's not doing good, and trying to bring that to his attention and them letting him know, we know that you're not okay. You know what I'm saying? Others were just straight up mean, because that is the nature of social media, unfortunately. People on social media are so mean. They attack children. They attack anybody. They attack people that are in the middle of, trying to get sober, which, Aaron trying to, with his mental health conditions, and then him trying to get sober, for people to attack him, it's not going to be easy for him to get sober, stay sober, if he's constantly dealing with being brokenhearted from being attacked online. Anyways, some reports that I'm reading saying, that hate mob that went at him now has been directed at her, essentially. Some people are saying it's his fans. Some people are saying it's the hate mob. But Melanie has literally, she's been getting a lot of backlash lately. Sources close to Melanie are telling TMZ that ever since Aaron died, going online has been a nightmare for Melanie, because she's getting so many hateful messages from what they're assuming is Aaron's supporters. So I'm going to show you guys. And I know the camera keeps adjusting. I guess that's another thing that when my husband completely reset everything, the camera is one thing that we didn't put back to the settings that we normally have it at, because it is going in and out, going in and out, going in and out. So I do see that. I'm going to do a live stream after this, just to kind of catch you guys up on what's going on with me lately. So maybe we'll get that fixed. Okay, so here's a few messages, you guys, that are, I mean, look at this. I'm calling it. Melanie murdered Aaron. She texted him days ago saying, "You're going to die." And days ago, Aaron called her Voldemort. Today, Melanie posts on social media a video of her crying while driving. Who does that? Suspicious. So that got twisted and thrown and all around, and people are just taking that and running with it. She was not saying you're going to die as a threat. She basically was saying, because welfare checks had been called on Aaron because he had been falling asleep online. He had been appearing to huff online. And what she said was, if it's true what they're saying, and you're like back to doing what you normally do, if that's what you're saying, if that's true, then I don't think you're going to live very long. Like, I think you're going to die. Please stop. Please get help. So that's what the text message said. However, I have a long list of addiction that goes on in my family. And one thing that, here's the thing, when you are enabling them and you're giving them the money, they love you. You are, their best friend. They love you. But when you put your foot down, you say no more money, you need to get help, then they hate you. Then you become their enemy. And then say that night when he was on the live stream, Melanie had just gotten him into outpatient rehab, right? She had set it all up for him to get into outpatient rehab because she wanted him to get help. And he was going, but then they split up, and then he missed an appointment. Sean, can you please call Paris and let her know that I'm on a live stream? I knew this would happen. I knew the second I got on a live, it would either go out due to the power or my phone would start going off nonstop. Got me to come in. So anyways, I've had so much going on today, I can't think straight. So basically, like I said, they were broke up. She was trying to get him help. There's several people that have spoken out to say that she, oh my goodness, Sean, can you please call Paris and tell her I'm on a live stream? I thought I turned my volume off. Sean, are you watching? Is Sean even watching? I don't know. So essentially, that's what's going on here. She did try, from my understanding. I mean, before this, I wondered, wait, does Melanie do drugs? Are they codependent on each other and they do them together? Or is it one doing the drugs and the other one is not? So therefore, there's a battle between them, because I dealt with that when I was growing up. I dealt with my boyfriend doing drugs and me not doing drugs. So there was a constant battle in between me saying, stop doing drugs, stop doing drugs, stop doing drugs. And him saying, no, 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 no. Or, okay, I will, okay, I will. And then I would catch him doing it. And then we would break up. You know what I'm saying? So I come to realize, I think that's what it is. After sources speak out to say, she was trying to get him help. Like, she really was. So was that one of their points of contention here? Is he would say, okay, I'm going to do better. I'm going to do right. Then we get back together. He would start withdrawing maybe. There would be fights. He would sneak away, do drugs. She would find out, and there would cause a big fight. You know? So anyways, so the way at Melanie Martin is acting, I will request a DNA test of the baby if one wasn't ever performed for legal purposes. I know that sounds harsh, but she seems to really be moving fast here, and her actions are odd to me. I know that they had a lot of problems, and there was a point when they broke up one time that I think Aaron even said, like, oh, I don't know if I'm the dad. So I wouldn't be shocked if he had a DNA test done. You know what I'm saying? I would not be shocked at all if he had a DNA test done throughout what was going on in their relationship. People are literally just coming for her. Someone said she's currently live saying Melanie paid the housekeeper to kill Aaron. Like, what? The housekeeper? You mean the homeless lady that he brought in off the streets to be his housekeeper? The woman that we seen walking out of his house, you know, wiping her face because she was crying? You mean to tell me that Melanie paid her to, what? So between the housekeeper and Aaron, the housekeeper won? Like, what? The things that people are saying, first off, I don't think they're taking into consideration there is a life here that is gone. Gone. There's a life. And despite how crazy their relationship was and the crazy things she might have done in an attempt to try to get a hold of him or to try to get him to do right, they have a baby together. And I don't know. I guess maybe it's not in me to think that she didn't love him. The constant going back and forth. I don't know. Like, a part of me is like, I think they loved each other, but mentally they were not okay. And there was addiction at play here. So it was almost impossible to have a good relationship because of the mental disorders that weren't being treated, because of the addiction here. But even Aaron said on the No Jumper video, he said, we just can't stay away from each other. We just love each other. We cannot stay away from each other, you know? So yeah, it was toxic, but they went back. They went back and forth. So she was with him for clout. Aaron was not a catch. So do y'all really think they didn't love each other? Maybe he saw the housekeeper as an angel that would save him if no one else was there. Yeah, I don't think she had anything to... Here's the thing. If you watch Aaron at any point in the past month, he was killing himself. Nobody had to do anything to him. He was doing it himself, and she was begging him to stop. The drugs were going to kill him. She knew that. She was begging him to stop, which is where that message came from that got taken out of context. You know? She told you, I'm sorry, these are not, you don't say those things. So my daughter's father was not really to the drugs. I could see myself saying I have a family member. Actually, I have told that. I have told it to my family member. I'm scared you're going to die if you don't get better. Like, I am terrified. I've told my mom this in reference to our family member, because my uncle passed recently, my grandpa passed recently, and both times those calls came at a weird time during the day where I knew my mom shouldn't have been calling me. And I told her, I said, I was worried it was this person that you were calling me about, because I stay concerned that this person, and I've told that person, you know, that I worry that this is going to kill you. And it's not because I want him to die. He's my family member. I don't want him to die. You know, I want him to live. And I'm thinking by me, his loved one, telling him that I'm scared you're going to die, maybe that can make something go off in his head. Like, oh my goodness, if my own family members are scared that I'm going to die, maybe they'll get the help that they need, you know? I literally told my mom that both times I got the calls. I said, I thought this would be about so-and-so. So I don't think she had any ill intent. Carrie, my father's son overdosed and died, and I found him. Family tried to blame me. They said, wow, that's crazy, Carrie. I'm so sorry. Absolutely loved him. Our son also had nothing to do with it. I'm so sorry. The rate of suicide when a person is schizophrenic is much higher than usual. Add drugs, it's even worse. Right. I'm curious as to why she did not have custody of Prince. It was because their relationship. That's why she did not have custody of Prince, from my understanding. She had gotten arrested on charges of DV because she had gotten physical with him. So I think it was the relationship that they had, how volatile it was, how they were constantly back and forth, back and forth. There were allegations of abuse. Well, the reason she didn't Friday morning is because at about 2 o'clock Friday morning, someone called in a welfare check. So she went to the room, got Aaron. Aaron told the police everything was fine, or I'm fine, and told her, don't mess with me for the rest of the day. Leave me alone for the rest of the day. So, I mean, it was Friday morning, so she took it as the rest of the day, I'm going to leave him be. Saturday morning, when she went to bring him his coffee, was when she found him, you know. And yes, she was. From my understanding, Melanie had been arrested for DV concerning Aaron. I did hear where somebody said that Melanie's grandmother had the baby. I think they're getting it confused because the baby is with his grandmother. But I've watched several interviews that Aaron did and some live streams where people ask who's got the baby, and he says Melanie's mom. Melanie's mom's got the baby. So I'm pretty confident in saying Melanie's mom, and where the confusion comes in with the grandmother is because it's the baby's grandmother. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where the confusion is coming in. So the constant harassment includes fans wishing death on Melanie. You guys, people are wishing death on Melanie while others are accusing her of being responsible for Aaron's death, when there's just no way that she was. I mean, I guess people could be like, oh, she pushed him to it. Addiction is addiction. Certain circumstances can trigger someone to do drugs, but Aaron has fought this battle with drug addiction before she come into the picture. He suffered with addiction, and it was obvious she was not there during the times where he was on live streams doing drugs. You don't hold the drugs to someone's face, mouth, whatever, stick the needle in their arm and force them to do them. These people have to be responsible for themselves when it comes to drug addiction. Unfortunately, it's his fault, he did it. Now, he faced a lot of demons, and that's why he chose the path that he chose. But the cops found, compressed air cans, prescription pills, all around him, bedroom, bathroom, and that's what he was had an addiction to, Xanax and huffing air, huffing. I'm not going to say air, but huffing. She went back and forth from his house to her mom's. Yeah, so Melanie has also come face to face with some real life drama. So you guys, look at this. This was a fan actually was at the house, like behind the car, like behind the car. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it wasn't a healthy relationship. No one is innocent. There's too many enablers. From what I am getting though, it seems like she, setting up the outpatient rehab, making those contacts, setting up the appointments, and then begging Aaron to go. I think she was trying. Why would you get behind the car that I'm in, and you're some wild fan that I don't know? And in that particular situation, I'm dating someone that in his younger years was mega mega famous, successful, and now his life has been chaotic, and now he's just died. And I'm at the house. That here's the thing: was the house Melanie's? No, I think it was Aaron's. But I think Aaron would say that it was Melanie's house when they were together. I think when they were together, he would probably be like, "It's our house," because I think he wanted that family dynamic of it's our house. So I think it was when they were broke up that now it's my house. Melanie probably got the feeling of like, well, it kind of is my house. When we're together, I live there. My things are there. I live there. He does have a child. That child is his next of kin. Everything should go to his child. So if Melanie wasn't there getting things, and her mom who has the baby should have been. I don't know. The mortgage is in Melanie's name. Is it? See, I did hear that. I need to see what I can find out for sure on everything, because I actually did hear that a lot of things were in Melanie's name because Aaron did not have the credit. So I'm not sure. I need to look into that more. But it's even more so if that house was in her name. How's anybody going to say anything about her going into that house? Aaron's last live stream was at 3:09 a.m. Pacific time. It lasted for 42 minutes and was completely black screen, and there was no sound. Haven't seen a clip of it, but it's been confirmed. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I did hear that about the credit issues and how everything was in her name. So prior, yes, prior to breaking up, just days before, Aaron referred to Melanie as his wife and ball and chain. Yeah, when he went on No Jumper, he said, "Yeah, she's right out there. We have our tough times, but we're really trying to make it work." He had that house long before he met her, so I doubt. Has he had that house? Because they've been together like on and off for like 3 years, and I thought he's moved like twice since then. I could be wrong though. So, sources are saying that folks have been showing up at Aaron's Lancaster home, where he was found deceased in his bathtub. They're told that people are coming onto the property, going right up to the windows of the house, and the vehicles appear inside, and it is scaring the heck out of Melanie. When Melanie showed up to get her belongings, she called the police. I know they're like, Melanie went to get her stuff and the police were called. That's because she called the police. You can take this back inside. I got this one. Thank you so much. She called the police. I think it's still going to be sold. It's still on the market. You can actually find pictures of it online. I looked at pictures of it yesterday. So, also in the pictures of the house, you notice one of the windows is open, and I think that's probably to kind of clear the air. We have been so in and out of my office all day that now I'm getting bugs in here. One of the windows is open to kind of clear out, probably the smell of decomposition or whatever. Oh, we're going to talk about that as well. There's like this autobiography book that he was working on, apparently, that they're going to come out with now that should not come out. A lot of people are speaking out against it. And then music that he'd been working on that they're trying to push out. Now they're like taking this opportunity. The publisher is like taking this opportunity to push out this book, and it's called Aaron Carter: Incomplete Story of an Incomplete Life. And people's not happy about that. So, yeah, the police presence outside of Aaron's home Was Melanie there moving her things and she called? Was he an addict? Absolutely. And he was very vocal about that. Melanie called the police to keep the peace. Due to all the harassment directed at her, she wanted to ensure that there would be no issues while she was at Aaron's house. Sources say that Melanie was retrieving baby items, diapers, clothes for their son Prince, along with some of her things. And now Aaron's fans are accusing her of stealing his possessions, which we're told that's not the case. This is... I am coming for heads, Melanie, check, Christy, Joker gang, and everybody else involved who has ever used, stolen, or abused Aaron. What you're doing before and after his death is egregious, sickening, embarrassing, and evil. I hope I have you shaking in your Louis Vuittons, Melanie. Every move you make, I will expose. All of you involved until someone hears me out and hears Aaron's truth. You will not walk away from playing the victim. I don't care how insanely crazy I look. Nobody knows my truth with Aaron. It's not anybody's business, but I promised that man I would have his back. So welcome to the circus. I'll be the crazy one. And that was somebody that got shared on, I think it was Instagram maybe. So she's after Melanie to expose Melanie. Sources are saying that Melanie is scared and she now understands the issues Aaron was living with for years because of the online harassment turned from him basically to her. Yeah, she wasn't married to him, so what's she going to win by killing him? You know, I mean, it makes no sense that she would kill him. Could you imagine if I died of a similar situation? No, I could not imagine that. I could not imagine that. Sources say that Melanie believes Aaron was deeply affected by the online hate, and now it is tearing her up as well. Also, let's see. Book publisher for a book that Aaron was working on, author Andy Simons, and publisher, where's the publisher's name? I have his name written down. Ballast. So Ballast. So the publisher is set to release Aaron's unfinished memoir, which is thought to be entitled Aaron Carter, An Incomplete Story of an Incomplete Life. People are speaking out on this. One person speaking out on this is Hilary Duff because she is mentioned in this book. Hilary tells the Daily Mail, it is really sad that within a week of Aaron's death, there's a publisher that seems to be recklessly pushing a book out to capitalize on this tragedy without taking appropriate time or care to fact-check the validity of his work. To water down Aaron's life story to what seems to be unverified clickbait for profit is disgusting. In no way do I condone shedding any light on what is so obviously an uninformed, heartless money grab. Days before Aaron Carter died at the age of 34, a post on Ballast Books' Facebook page said Aaron Carter was a kind, gentle, talented soul, not without his demons. He was so excited about telling his story, and he worked for many hours on his book. Sadly, he'll never get the chance to finish it. I feel I owe it to him to release the parts we did complete during sporadic work over 3.5 years. After his death, Hilary Duff paid a tribute to him on a post on Instagram saying, for Aaron, I'm deeply sorry that life was so hard for you and that you had to struggle in front of the whole world. You had a charm that was absolutely effervescent. Boy, did my teenage self love you deeply. Sending love to your family at this time. Rest easy. Basically, the spokesperson for Ballast told Yahoo, that Aaron Carter hired me to help him tell the story to his story to the world. That story, while tragically cut short, was filled with good and bad. His life was far from pretty, and understandably, certain people in the public eye don't want some of Aaron's stories told. They don't want this book to come to the light. That doesn't make them any less true or newsworthy. Aaron had a right, as well as we all do, to tell his story. The spokesperson said the book was cathartic for Aaron and that he hoped it would help those struggling with addiction and mental illness, adding, I hope and believe it will do that. So Aaron's management, there's music that people are trying to push out. There's this book that the publisher is trying to push out. And his management and his family's like, we don't want that. Stop trying to push that out. Don't capitalize off what's going on right now. Like, this is not the time for that. And I do know in a part of the book, Aaron talks about his time with Hillary Duff. He says essentially that they lost their virginities to each other. He talks about how they were in a hotel, where they were, how old they were, and he says that like some of her friends busted in on them, and they both yelled at them to get out. And basically, what's being said here is she's basically like, the publisher's like, we understand some people don't want this to see the light of day, you know, but it's all true. Here's the thing, you know, Aaron is deceased, and I'm not one of those people that pray, oh, let's just praise them only because they're deceased. But the thing is when someone dies, it's different as if they make a mistake, call them out on it. They're gone. They're gone. That's it. Said and done. They've left a family that's grieving them. Despite their rights or wrongs, it was a human life, you know. So, with that being said, Aaron suffered from a lot of mental health disorders. And if you watch him on YouTube, there are countless videos about like how bad he would lie. And I'm not, I hate to even say this, but for his publisher to sit there and be like, everything was true, some people just don't want this to see the light of day. When I really think Aaron had a mental illness that caused him to make up stories that he wanted his life to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would say things that I think he wanted to be true and factual, but they just weren't. And maybe it was because he didn't like some of those things of his life, so he twisted them and changed some of the details of it. But it's not fair to put out stories about something as intimate as someone else possibly losing their virginity, just because one person says that it's accurate, especially when now that person's deceased. Did that person ever say? That person never went through the process of putting this book out. They may have said, yeah, we'll put it out. Yeah, we'll put it out. But at the end of the day, they might have just been like, you know what? I don't want to put it out. I got a lot of therapy out of writing this book, and it's going to go up on my shelf, and I'm proud that I did it. But to put it out, and it contains details like that, sucks. Aaron didn't have a label company. He did have management of some sort, and they're speaking out on it, and they're not happy. They're not happy over the fact that, you know, music is being pushed out and this book is being pushed out. It really does seem like a money grab. It seems like people's just like, oh, he died? Okay, everybody's going to be looking at him. Everybody's going to be searching him. You know what I'm saying? Let's push, and make as much money as we can. Who wants to put out the book? The publisher of the book wants to put out the book. I hope you didn't see my disastrous beginning of the video. Anybody coming in, I hope you guys don't start at the beginning of it. But anyways, I do think it's a shame. Y'all, let me tell you. Yeah, I don't think people understand how much it can affect you when you have a bunch of people online attacking you. You know, if you are a YouTuber, or if you've ever been in the position where you have a large audience, and then a lot of those people like turn on you and they start saying all these things about your character that you know is not true. Like, you know it's not true, or even if it is, I mean, still, it's going to hurt for a ton of people to come at you. I looked the name up. Let me see. But Sean had to restart my computer because a million times today, my computer did not work. So I actually lost all the notes and articles that I had pulled up. So right before I went live, I realized that, and I was like, okay, let me pull everything else up. And I forgot to pull that one back up. Ballast Books is the publisher. Aaron's co-writer, Andy Sidmans, is also the president and publisher of Ballast Books, and announced the book My Father's Son, Aaron Carter, an Incomplete Story of an Incomplete Life. I can honestly say just the amount of attacks that I've gotten on a channel with 70,000 subscribers um, has been affecting my mental health so much that I thought of walking away. You know what I'm saying? And so theirs is on such a larger scale you can't even begin to understand. And what, because they're not perfect, because they made some mistakes. I mean, I think times people really need to take a step back and say, I'm not the only one that's saying something. I'm not the only one that's about to make a comment like this. So maybe rather than saying it in a mean way, I could say, I'm sending you light and love. I'm worried about you, so I'm sending you prayers, something like that. Because I can tell you, just on the minute scale that I have dealt with it, it is enough to make any sane person want to walk away. So I can't even imagine what Aaron went through, what Melanie went through. I did say that, Sherry. It's not really my last, but I don't know how long I'll continue to do this. And I'm going to do a live stream after this where I'm going to talk to you guys about that. Anybody interested about my career and where I'm going to continue to go on YouTube, you can join me back here later this evening and we'll talk about that. But he would get pissed if you said that in his chat too. What, that you were sending him like light and love and praying for him? He had a service dog. He did show up on No Jumper with a service dog, but I don't know if that was actually his service dog. One thing that I did realize with Aaron is like when he was going to make an appearance somewhere, he would employ bodyguards, girlfriends to show up with him. Like years ago when he popped in and on No Jumper, he brought Jenna Jameson. What's her name? Jenna Jameson? Can you turn the air off, babe? And said that she was his girlfriend. Come to find out, it was not his girlfriend. Thank you so much. It was only someone that he paid to pretend to be his girlfriend. Because when he shows up to these things, he wants to show up looking like he's more than he is, like he's more. Thank you so much, Cupcake. So I wondered if he did, when he showed up to No Jumper with the service dog, if that was, yeah, I was like, is that just a dog that he got the vest on Amazon? And, you know, there are some updates about Nala. Nala has been found. One of his dogs that a lot of people were concerned about. Nala is with a family. Nala is being taken care of. So there are updates on Nala. I was going to try to find it, but she put this, let's see. It's probably got some music, but I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get in trouble. I'm sure it probably does. Let's see. Nope. I guess not. I don't know. It says, missing my beautiful angel. I promise to always keep your memory alive. You will always be in our hearts. I don't know how I'm going to go on without you, but I hope you can give me the strength somehow. That was when he proposed. That one that we just passed. The service dog, I really think he may have gotten that dog, you know, when he knew he was going to go on No Jumper, ordered the Amazon service dog outfit, and then went on and said it was a service dog. If you notice, Aaron said that he could talk in like 3 different languages, one being like, I think he said German. Was it German? And he said, when I say whatever, that is her cue to attack my arm. Like, on how he trained his service dog. He had this arm thing that he would wear, this sleeve that he would wear. This is what he told Adam from No Jumper. I will wear this sleeve. And when I would say whatever, that was her, the term that she knew to attack my arm, right? The thing is when he said that, the dog was literally laying right there. And when Aaron said the word, that's literally the dog's thing, like known word to attack. But she just continued to lay her head down on Aaron's lap and, didn't attack. So it was pretty obvious, that I don't think that was a dog that was used to be worked with as a service dog. I could be wrong though. Yeah, even people in toxic relationships feel like they're in love. Yeah, they did have a kid together. I know a lot of people's like she didn't love him, and I don't know. I think there was a lot of things going on here: mental disorders that were not being treated, substance abuse, and the pressure from living the life that he lived, and yeah, it was going to be difficult. It was going to be difficult, if not impossible. But yeah, all the hate that she is getting, along with, now, oh, I have a son. His dad just passed away. Love him or not, I'm sure she loves her son. And now she's got to figure out how to navigate that. And she's getting a lot of hate online. So I wish people would take that into consideration. But I do think, someone said in the chat, I think it was all apologies. You're nice, Elle Bee, and that's the thing is you're nice, and that's why you would say something like that versus attacking someone. You do an amazing job. I love your content. Don't give up. A lot of people have to understand mental and substance abuse is hard to understand. Exactly. And it's so impossible almost. Even when you know what your diagnoses are and you get on medication, it takes time to work that medication out. It takes time to get adjusted to that medication. And then a lot of times, you take it for a while and then you think you're good, so you stop taking it because you're like, I feel normal. I don't need my medicine. And then you stop taking it and you just shut down. And then you are convinced that anybody trying to get you back on medication is like after you, trying to get you, So it's just, I told Sean a while back, I am so grateful that out of, we have our 6 children and none of them have like any like mental disorders that are really difficult to deal with. I do have one child that has been diagnosed with something, but it's not impossible to deal with. And I oversee to make sure that child does what needs to be done. Thank you, Abby. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Sherry. Yeah, trauma bonds are hard to get away from with a narcissist, even though I understand he was not officially diagnosed with behavior. It just seems that way from my opinion. Yeah. And it would kind of be hard for him not to be. I feel like a lot of celebrities kind of become that if they're not. I don't know, just from living in that world of being loved and held on this pedestal and never told no and never told they're wrong, they kind of get that mentality of they're better than everybody and it's their way, they're right about everything. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, definitely not nice. I don't know what that is, but to call anybody names not nice. Yeah, other creators are being attacked too is simply sad. It really is. It really is. I wish YouTube would knuckle down on that. Um, Unfortunately, to report someone for attacking and bullying you, you have to go and listen to the attacks and the bullying. They want the timestamps, so then you have to go over to that creator and listen to what they're saying about you if you want to report them. And it's not fair. It's not fair that YouTube doesn't have a better system in place to protect people. This is a platform where people get to commentate on whatever they want to commentate on, any and everything. You know, and freedom of speech, I get it, but it's sometimes commentary and criticizing turns to attacking and bullying. And I seen this creator. I've been watching this creator from. I've been going over a lot of this creator's content lately, and going from calling this type of behavior out, calling this type of behavior out of people doing this, to turning to that person that attacks people for their looks, for their education, for calling calling the people scammers with absolutely no evidence or proof that the person is a scammer, saying that they run fraudulent fundraisers when they don't, just to say it because they have, that person has a bigger channel than them, so they need to attach their name to that person to get somewhat decent views, because without attaching their name to a bigger channel, they don't get views. So rather than attaching their name to that channel in a positive way, they do it in a negative way, and unfortunately, another creator swears by Reddit, but we are all adults. Certain topics are off limit. Yeah. Like in my book, like going after like mean comments to children, I don't get it. I can't get with it. Attacking the dead, I don't like it. Even if the person wasn't a good person, you can say, that person did a lot of things that I did not agree with. There were times I watched that person say something and I had to completely get off of it because it kind of disgusted me that they said XYZ. At the end of the day, they are a human being, and them losing their life is going to affect other people, Thank you, Kelly. Thank you so much. They broke up every 5 weeks. She didn't move out. All her stuff. Every time he decided to figure out more donations from LMG would be silly. Just watch your entertainment news. I genuinely feel for you. Can't your mods or one of us watch his videos for you? Can't imagine. I do have some of my mods watching as well. Thank you though. Thank you so much. But when I first originally started reporting the behavior, I had to watch it, and it just really put me in a bad place mentally. Thank you, Zian. Yeah. Oxygen. If anyone is interested in the podcast, Carterverse actually has some good facts because unfortunately Aaron did lie a lot. Last episode is a very good one. Thank you so much for that. Aaron would take breaks from going live, but that was only when him and Mel would make up, go back together. It was odd that he didn't go live Friday because him and Mel were broken up. Yeah, I think he wasn't doing well Friday night. Thank you, Abby. It was so normal to break up. They did it all the time. It was like a pattern for him. That's sad. I know people like that. I mean, me and Sean, we was never like toxic, but we had a lot of difference in parenting. And I moved out once, he moved out once. Oh, thank you, Appalachian. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. But Sean moved out once, I moved out once. And it sucked. But we had to get to a place where, I mean, there wasn't drugs involved or mental disorders. This was just two people that had a different idea on parenting that couldn't seem to get it together for a couple of years. It is raining here. It is coming a flood here. But I think I'm going to do a regular stream for a little bit because I've kind of had a day and I kind of just want to talk to you guys about it. Give you guys some updates on kind of where my head is at, where I'm thinking, but I definitely wanted to do this video about Aaron Carter because I intended on doing it earlier. I posted it, I tried to do it, and then YouTube did not let me do it. So I'm going to try to come back live here in just a little bit. Sean brought me my dinner, so I'm going to try to eat that really quickly. Edit the first half of this video where I completely screwed it up, which seems to be a pattern lately, which seems to be something that happens a lot, where I seem to mess up the beginning of the videos. But I'm going to try to edit that and get all that situated and come back here in a little bit just to have a chit chat. Maybe after I do that, I can kind of feel a little bit better about myself. But you guys leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Melanie Martin is receiving a ton of backlash. They are really going at her hard, threatening her. And not, I was going to say implying that she killed Aaron, but not even implying it. They are saying she killed him. Lex, I can see you, Lex. That's the first comment that I can see. That was the one that says, can you see me? They're straight up saying she did, in fact, kill him, which that, honestly, is defamation. I mean, you can't prove it, right? Thank you, Angie. So you guys leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And I'll see you guys back here in, say, maybe 30 minutes. I'm going to see if I can get Sean to adjust the camera. Unfortunately, it is raining, and he keeps running out here. He's probably going to have pneumonia as much as he's gotten wet. So, y'all, give it up for Sean, too. We both had a rough day. And it is Veterans Day. It is Veterans Day. And my veteran has been stuck in my office all day trying to fix my YouTube channel because it booted out on me for some reason. So, thank you, Sean. I love you. You guys give it up for my husband. Happy Veterans Day, Sean. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there and to the people that commit stolen valor. Shame on you. Shame on you. But all the real veterans out there, we appreciate you. We love you. We acknowledge you. Shout out to your families because they go through it too. So, yeah. I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.